Well, I hope you enjoyed 284. That's going to be great research. And I had a bit of a dry spell myself at finding somebody worth talking about, somebody worth buying from my YouTube algorithm journeys. This is Fine Music, episode 285, in case you weren't keeping track. And I found one, so I've got to share it because it just blew me away. So here comes the old screen share. Yep. Yes, I cleaned house last week, you might recall.
Yeah.
But the house ain't so clean anymore. And that's because there's this band. They're called Sintesis. And they're from Cuba, of all places.
Nice.
And what makes them unique is that the music they play is a combination of prog rock and Afro-Cuban rhythms, or singing for that matter. It's just you wouldn't think on paper, you would think, oh, this is not going to work. Oh, it works very well. And I bought the 4 albums that were available. And the thing about it is they adventured a bit as well with their sound. Like the first one is more prog than Cuban. That's this one. It's called En Busca de una Nueva Flor. So looking for the new flower. And so I can play you a snip of that and then be able to compare it with came later. So here's a little piece of that. Share sound. There it is. Pick one. Here it comes. Chicking away the moments that make up a dull day. It's a 6-minute track. It's going to get somewhere, I hope.
It was like War of the Worlds already.
Yeah. Video game.
Versus the Flying Saucers.
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Strangely compelling. I just want to establish this prog.
Rick Wakeman.
Keith Emerson.
Ricardo Wakeman.
You're right.
De todos los mares, sabe ardiente que crece y da gozo al paisaje. Los horizontes se pueden unir si encontramos el sol. Dame tu mano y por siempre que crezca la flor.
Okay. Quite harmonious, right?
Yeah, and you know what? One of these days, one of these Mondays, we ought to do a mutual feature with Zazu.
Really?
That'd be fun.
That would be something. All right, so now to show you how their sound shifted.
Yeah, let's hear.
I go to their next album, which is from 1987. That's about 9 years later. And this album is called Ancestros, Volume 1. And I'll play Oh Yeah. When I first heard this, I thought, is this the same band? It is. I researched it. Still got prog elements. So patient.
Óyate, marido,
heard this and I was totally charmed.
Nice.
What a sound. It reminded me of some of John Anderson's excursions into South America. He did some concerts there back in 1993. But this is even better.
Sounds a bit like me too. Reminds me of David Lindley's album that he made in Madagascar.
Now you make me want to check that out.
Oh, you should check it out. It's really good.
All right. I'll play a couple more snips here because their sound keeps evolving. From 1994, this album comes under a lot of different titles, but the one I downloaded is called Yoruba Celebration. But in some other catalogs, it's called Ancestros 3. So I'll just play a snip of that and we'll see how different it is. I'm going to play Orula. Oh, that don't sound very different at all.
Here comes the helicopter.
Maybe that's why they call it Volume 3, but still, I love it. It's just so vibrant. Feel good. So you hear the combination of elements there, right? That traditional Afro-Cuban sound with the modern instrumentation. And it works well together. I was just so surprised, so pleasantly surprised that it works well together. And then what did they do? 3 years later, another turn. 1997's Orishas. This is a bit of a return to their original sound. I'll play So Saso, although that sounds fairly traditional. Let's see if it is. Yeah, that is a even more Afro-Cuban. That's only 2 minutes. Maybe I chose the wrong track. Yeah, that's not typical. I just love the vocals. Yakuma, see if it's any different.
Jimi Hendrix and Lady Smith, Black Mambazo.
It's such a refreshing sound. I'm really digging it, and it feels like they're playing with Peter Gabriel or something, because it's got that modern instrumentation with that Afro-Cuban sound. It's just so refreshing. So this was my definite find of the week. And sometimes by accident, when you make a find like this and you're researching, trying to find albums, I found something else because I was putting Sintesis in the search boxes, right? And then this came out, a song called Sintesis, not the name of the band, it's the name of the song. I don't know, who's this? This is somebody from Venezuela, and his name is Otrebor. He's like just a teenage boy, and his name's Otrebor, and he's got several singles, right? It's single-oriented, not album-oriented. And most of them are pretty ordinary. But these two were above the ordinary, probably because for these old ears, they harken back to the 70s when electronic music was just making its first impressions through bands like Kraftwerk. Then later on, so I'll play a snip of this because he's on Bandcamp. and he's only charging 50 cents for his songs. So I was happily shelling out $1 for these two. Which one comes first? This one, that's right. This is from his first EP. En español there. No singing. Do a remix of this guy. There's a great variety of sounds here. Sounds a lot like Daft.
Video game music.
You're listening to Daft. And now the other song I bought. This one's even better for me. This is called Synthwave, by the way. It's a lot of synth, right? Yeah, this totally reminds me of Daft Punk. They had an album called Tron Legacy, the soundtrack for the remake of Tron. It really sounds like it would belong. Okay, that's a taste of the music made by a young teenager. Well, maybe he's an old teenager from Venezuela. His name is Otrebor, so I can recommend him. If you like Daft Punk, you're going to like Otrebor. And Sintesis, well, I can't think of anyone exactly like them, but great find, really enjoying them.
Cool.
And that's fine music for this week. Next week, we're hoping for the return of Fred. And possibly the return of Murray too. We'll find out. Thanks for watching. Always go to Facebook, find music group there, and you can post your own finds and comment away. I'm sure you can get in touch with this guy that way. And of course on YouTube, lots of videos to watch too. Find music. Keep on looking. All right.